What's up guys? Today we are going to be making a healthy, high protein Korean beef and rice meal prep, which is kind of a mouthful, but it's gonna be great. We're gonna have beef, all low calorie ingredients. We're gonna make this as healthy as possible, and we're gonna make a pretty big portion of it. So if you guys do like this, I'll show you how you can make it for the entire week or at least 4 or 5 days. We're gonna be making about 3 pounds of beef. The only thing that I do not have up here currently is white rice. You can also swap that for cauliflower rice, or you can just pull out rice completely if you don't want the extra carbs. Add extra veggies, whatever works for you. So, getting started, we have ground ginger, sesame seeds, salt, pepper, minced garlic. You can use fresh garlic cloves if you like, broccoli. I just went ahead and got some fresh bagged broccoli just to keep it easy. If you want to get a full head of broccoli and cut that up, go right ahead. A yellow onion, some Splenda, just for a little bit of sweetness instead of using brown sugar. Low sodium soy sauce, a little bit of sesame oil. That'll add some good flavor, but of course that's optional. Water chestnuts. We'll add a little bit of water chestnuts just for some texture in there, a little bit of crunch. I think it'll be good. Green onion, and of course beef. And that's pretty much everything, so let's get started. We're gonna start off by boiling some water, and then we're gonna get that pan heated up. I took that whole bag of broccoli, put it right into the boiling water, boiled it for 3 to 4 minutes, and then right into a strainer. The broccoli will be good to go. Once the broccoli's out of the way, we're just gonna focus on cooking the beef. I took all of those same seasonings that we're gonna make the sauce with, and I put a nice, just light coat onto the beef just to get those flavors cooking in the meat. One suggestion I do recommend for you guys though, don't fully cook that beef. Cook it till it's almost about done, and then stop it because we're gonna toss everything at the end back in a pan. It'll finish cooking it up for you. After you're done cooking your beef, you're gonna take an onion, you're gonna chop it up. We're gonna toss it right into a pan, and we're just gonna cook those onions down for a little bit. We just kind of wanna caramelize them. You wanna overcook them, just on a low temp, let them sit for a little bit, stir them around occasionally. I did not add any seasonings. We are just cooking down the onion, and this is kind of about what you want it to look like before we get ready to toss the meat and everything else right on top of them. To keep this recipe as fast as possible, we're gonna start making the sauce while the onions are still cooking down. So starting off, we're gonna add in some low sodium soy sauce. As mentioned before, I'm adding this to about 3 pounds of beef, so I am gonna put in a decent amount of soy sauce. This is probably about 5 tablespoons of soy sauce, and we're gonna take it and add a little bit of water to that just to add a little bit more volume. After the soy sauce, we'll start adding in everything else. A little bit of minced garlic. You can even add that to the beef as well when you're cooking it if you like that extra garlicky taste, which will then be followed up by just 1 tablespoon of that sesame oil. Now this does add a little bit of calories, but it adds some great flavor, so I highly recommend it. Just don't overdo it. We'll add a little bit of salt, pepper, ginger, and just a little bit of Splenda. I'd say about a tablespoon of Splenda into the sauce, just for that little bit of sweetness. And if you do want your sauce a little bit thicker, I recommend maybe just a little bit of cornstarch. You could even just add 1 teaspoon at a time until it's kind of at the thickness that you're looking for. I do not use cornstarch in this video, but it's something you guys could possibly do if you want it a little bit less watery. And for the final step to this meal, we're gonna toss everything back into a pan and mix it all together. We'll start off by tossing that beef right in with those onions that are cooked down. I did end up removing about half of the onions that were in there because it was so much. I did not want the onion to be very overpowering for the rest of the dish. So about half of an onion, we'll toss those water chestnuts in there, and also a little bit of those sesame seeds for some added flavor and because they look good. After all that's mixed in, you can toss all your sauce right in there, toss in your broccoli, mix everything together, and you're ready to eat. This should easily be enough food for most people for an entire week. This is for 3 pounds of beef, so you will be prepped on an amazing, healthy tasting, high protein beef meal for many days. The Korean beef is done. I did originally forget to add in the broccoli, so we got that added back in. I already tasted a little bit. It's amazing with the water chestnuts. I highly recommend adding those in. They don't even have a ton of flavor. It's just the texture just really works well with this. If you like, add a little bit more green onion on the top after you make your plate. But that's pretty much it, guys. So this should be maybe even like a week of meal prep for most people. It's a lot of beef. You can always downscale this a little bit if you're not gonna eat as much or make even more. But I'm hungry, so I'm about to eat. I'll catch you guys in the next one.